You were then as your coach, Mike Heimerman, coach. You got competitors at 16 different events going to the NCAA East Prelims out in Indiana. It was harder to make the regional stage this year nationally as marks and times were lower, but NSU still got its haul. I mean, what does that say about this program? They're still able to produce given the tougher circumstances.
Yeah, I think we can contribute to a lot of that to the super seniors from COVID, those 5th and 6th year seniors. But, that's just a testament to the athletes we have here and the coaches who work with those athletes to make sure that they're still able to qualify. But mostly, I attribute everything to the athletes, the quality athletes that we brought in that are getting it done.
Starting with the throwers, I know in jumps you get 3 attempts. In throws, is it the same deal where you get 3 attempts to make top 12?
Yes, everybody's going to get 3 swings at it, I guess you could say. And after that, they'll just take the top 12 after the first 3 throws out of all of them. And, that's who makes it on to the finals.
Obviously, some throwers kind of like to build up to those marks over 6 throws. Does anything have to change when you know you just get 3?
Yeah, you can't take any safety throws. A lot of the meets we've been to, and it's probably the same thing with some of the jumps, but you kind of do some safety stuff just to make sure you'll get 5 more attempts on that first throw. At this point, we're just going to have to rip and rip from throw 1 through throw 3, and just try to be as effective and efficient as we can be, and hope for the best.
Gums twins both in the shot, all 3, including Taraj Hudson in the discus. We've talked about establishing the depth on the men's side in throws, and to have throwers in 5 different events at the regional stage. I mean, what does that tell you?
Well, I mean, it means I did a good job bringing in some quality athletes. Those guys all 3 of them are very, very special. I'm very fortunate to work with them, and they make me look good with qualifying like they did. But I give them all the credit. Those guys come out here and they work hard every day, and they are students of their craft. They continuously want to get better, and they put in the studying of the film and breaking down other film that I tell them to watch of a person that we're trying to mimic their throw of a professional athlete or whatnot. And they do all the little things of taking ice baths or Epsom salt baths, or getting to the trainer beforehand and afterwards. A lot like a lot of the sprinters or the jumpers do. Just because you're a thrower doesn't mean that you don't need to take care of their body. So they do a really good job of that, and they've already wrote notes down on things they want to change for next year. Some of the things at this point, we don't want to change up too much before we go into these championships. But next year they've already wrote down notes to what they want to change for next year.
And kind of looking at the field as a whole, when you look at Nikolai Williams, that certainly a long jump threat to make it to nationals, but he's also going to run the 100 and a 4x1 leg. He's kind of put it together as both that combo sprinter jumper. What has he been able to do to just kind of break out at the end of the year?
Well, it's it finally started happening for Nikolai. When Coach Pennington recruited him, he was a jumper and a sprinter, and out of Jamaica. And last year was a little rough because when he first got to the United States, he didn't get to train one day in the fall because he had 2 or 3 different surgeries with some stuff, and he was just very limited. I mean, he didn't even get to compete indoor because he was still just nowhere even being healthy. And really, I think it took the entire year for him to kind of get healthy. So he just scratched the surface last year, and this year he's finally had a breakout year. He's been consistent, but I only see the bright future for Nikolai because he works really, really hard, wants to be so good, and he puts in all the little things too to get better. So he's a joy to work with. Coach Pennington gets to work with him on the sprint side, then Coach Fisher gets to work with him in the jump side, and I know those two have nothing but great things to say about him all the time.
You got a couple like Kiev Harry, Tadarius Carr that were on that 2018 relay that finished 7th nationally. Javen Arrington has been at regionals and finished on a relay that was 1 spot away from nationals. How much does that previous regionals experience mean when you step on the stage here this next week?
Anytime that you've competed at this level, it helps because it is a little bit more pressure. We tell the kids just to act like it's a normal meet, but it's hard to just do that. It is the big stage, so there's unadded pressure for themselves. The coaches, we're gonna go out there and just tell them to relax and just have some fun and compete, kind of like what we did at conference. And a lot of them can repeat what they did at conference. We'll be just fine. But to have experience at it, it speaks volumes, and that's just hopefully we got a young class that's getting a lot of experience this year, and so it's hopefully it just builds for the future for them.
Harry runs a 10-10 at the Southland Conference Outdoor Championships. You figure it's going to take 10-10, maybe even closer to 10-0 to break through to nationals. You know, how important was it for him to make a mark like that, especially against a UNO guy that was like that?
Well, Kev's been battling some knick-knack injuries all year, and he's finally starting to get healthy, knock on some wood. But, you know, he's been putting in all the little work, all the extra stuff, and, you know, it's finally showing for him. And this is what Coach Pennington's kind of have him peaking towards this time of the year. Now, you know, we'd have never thought that those times we're going to have to run just to be where we're at. But, you know, the one good thing about this meet is, you know, everybody's ran super fast or thrown very far, high, or jumped very far to get to this meet. But everybody's at the same location. So, you know, you just never know. It could be a super fast time to make it out, which I'm sure it will be, or it could be a slow time. They'll just have to see on that given day. But I like Kiev's chances, and he's going to go out there and compete. And as long as he executes his race the way he should, he's going to have a really good shot to move on.
And, you know, Indiana, not really much like the South. It's going to be less humidity. It's probably going to be in maybe the 70s or the 80s instead of the 90s like it's been through most of this spring here. How does that play into it, if at all?
Well, I know the lows are going to be in the 50s, so some of our athletes will feel like it's almost cold. Because they don't compete until, you know, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. So, you know, we got them some cold gear that's in, some long tights and some other stuff. You know, they'll just have to compete. Now, it'll still be somewhat warm. It's not going to be cold, but, you know, they'll take their extra precautionary measures to make sure that they're warmed up, and they'll still break their sweat to get ready to go and make sure that they're ready to compete at the highest level.
Two veteran sprinters, Linnell Washington and Dustin Scott, making their first regionals appearance. Like you said, you want to treat it like a normal meet, but how do you kind of transition veteran sprinters but on the stage for the first time?
Well, you know, those two have been very, very special all year. Multiple-time conference champions with Linnell, and, you know, Dustin had a great indoor and outdoor season last year and then this year. You know, it's just they're finally clicking on all cylinders, and it's going to, you know, they're just going to go out there and compete. I know both of those young kids very well, and, you know, they're going to go out there and give it everything they got. There's one thing that you'll never doubt with Dustin Scott is his effort. He's going to give you everything he's got plus some. He's going to leave it all out there. And Linnell will do the same thing because she has aspirations of making it onto the next level. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see PRs out of both of them.
And then two more that have been on the regional stage but certainly have a chance to break through to nationals. Anne-Marie Broussard in the pole vault and Janelle Moore in the 400 hurdles. Janelle shaved more than a second off of her PR here at the last chance meet. Anne-Marie Broussard set a school record in her last competition. You know, what do you see with those two, having been on this stage before and now back trying to break through?
Well, Janelle, you know, she ran that this past Sunday, our last chance meet, after she had a busy conference meet, multiple events, but she learned some more about herself and that event. You know, she's been getting smarter. Her and Coach Pennington have been working on that strategy with it, and she still had, you know, energy left in the tank. So she knows where she can do a few more things at, and if she does that, I think she's going to shave off some more time. And, you know, if you hit a PR, that's all you can ask for, and I think she's going to have a good shot at breaking the school record and maybe running that 57-second range. And, you know, if that's what she does and she makes it, great. If that's what she does and doesn't make it, great too, because, you know, if you end on a PR, you can't say you're giving it anymore. Anne-Marie had some great attempts at conference at another height at the next bar. And I'm telling you, she has a good opportunity to do that. She's been vaulting very well at practice. She's in the right frame of mind. And, you know, she can go out there and get in the mix. And the scary thing and good thing about the vault, it's all about misses and makes. And if she stays clean through her attempts, she can maybe make it without clearing a bar higher than what she's done. Because, you know, once there's only 12 competitors left, they're going to stop the competition. They don't have to worry about keep going. So, you know, it's just all about trying to be clean through the bars that she takes and go from there. But, you know, both those young ladies do a really good job, and you know, it should be a fun meet.
Coach Mike Heimerman, thank you very much.
Thank you.